Get her. Get her. Get her. Run. Chase. Get her. Why are you both looking at me, bro? Today, on this beautiful grey day in London, we're making my favourite soup. And I know I recently said, oh, everyone's just making soups on the internet, but we all need to have a good soup in our repertoire. And today, I'm making RIBOLLITA, which is a soup from Tuscany with bread, cavolo and beans. Proper peasant food, but for me, one of the best fucking soups you'll eat. So, like the beginning of any soup, you need the trinity. You need an onion, some carrot, and some celery. But beforehand, I'm gonna get my pan on and just have it warming through, because we're gonna cook the base for a little while. That's where all of our flavors are gonna come from, right? Pan on, high heat. This is a race against time. Good olive oil, good amount. So, onion, basically everything that goes into your base, I want cut near enough the same size. So cut your onions first, and we're going to use the onions as a guideline to how thick or how thin we're having our base. The thinner your base is, the quicker it cooks out. So onion and a half cut, right? I'm sure that won't catch fire. So onion and a half. I'm going to use 3/4 of a fat carrot, right? And carrots, again, like onions, are going to give us sweetness, a little bit of colour, a little bit of texture. Cut them into battens, near enough the same size, and then just chop through. So with the base of a soup, you don't want it to be too small. I don't really want this to disintegrate. I want this to still have body and crunch in our soup base, right? So do a tiny bit more carrot. So that's a whole carrot now. Yeah. 2 sticks of celery, but I bought these cut ones because they were reduced at the supermarket. Shop smart. Going to take the ropey ends off, and that's why they were 41p, because someone was like, ugh, I don't want those ropey ends. See me, I'll put that in a soup. Ropey ends off, split down the middle, and then cut each half again. So cut it into quarters. Down the middle, half, half. Celery done, and then the last thing I want to do is I have 1, 2, 3, 4 cloves of garlic. The garlic I'm just going to slice, it's not going in at the same time. And we're slicing it so it's more controlled when we cook it, right? I feel like if you crush this garlic, it just disintegrates and you don't know it's there. Whereas this has the ability to fry, flavour and help out. Policeman in the streets, searching for Cali weed. Police in helicopter, search for marijuana. Policeman in the streets, searching for Cali weed. Big tune. Right. Fight the helicopter. Put your mirepoix into the pan. Now leave the garlic out. Just do your onions, celery, and carrots. Right, mirepoix in the pan. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, salt. Salt goes in. The salt's gonna help release the moisture in the onions, the carrots, the celery, which means it's then gonna fry quicker. We're building flavor faster. let me have my Keith Floyd moment. Imagine we were on a boat. Look here, Jules, look here. So our base is cooked for what, 15 minutes? Onions are soft and translucent. Celery and carrots still holding form, right? At this point, I'm gonna go in with our garlic. Et voila. Buongiorno. I'm gonna let our garlic gently fry in this mix, yeah? So our garlic has been in for 2 minutes, and we're gonna introduce some hard herbs. This stuff, you can just buy it as bunch. Look, sage, rosemary, and thyme, right? So I'm gonna go a little stick of rosemary, sorry, a little stick of sage, a little stick of sage, some rosemary, and a bit of thyme, right? This is all about building flavor. Get the herbs in, let them sweat out, aromatic, fragrant, let them cook out ever so slightly, and we're building layers of flavor. Because although this is advertised as a butter bean soup with bread and Cavolo Nero, it doesn't sound that exciting. But what you have got is layers of flavor from the base. You've got herbs. We're then putting in a homemade chicken stock. We're finishing it with basil, parmesan on top. There's layers of flavor. So yes, this is like poor man's food of necessity, but these recipes have lived on from generation to generation because they're fucking delicious, yeah? So just trust me, bro. Already, this is smelling fucking absolutely fantabulous. And it looks cute. Just cooking soup in the garden. Herbs are in, vegetables cooked down, it's aromatic, the herbs have changed colour, and like, you can see how this rosemary started to become flimsy and spiky, right? Now, from here, tomato puree. This ain't a plug, Mutti haven't sponsored this, but if you're gonna get tomato puree or anything tomato based, Mutti is the brand, I'm telling you. Straight import from Italy, delicious. So, I'm gonna say, probably about 2 tablespoons of tomato puree. Just get this into the base. Mutti, I fuck with your tomatoes, and if you'd like to sponsor one of these episodes, or if you'd like to fucking send us some stuff to cook for you and then pay us, that'd be fantastic. Anywhere, Cypress House, Edmonton, North London. Thank you. Our tomato puree is cooked out. It's now time for some beans. These are ballottis. I always buy them in glass jars and not in tins. The ones in glass jars are better. Take them out, rinse them, and they're good to go. So in with 2 tins. And just let the ballottis get to know everyone. Get covered in the sauce that we've already made. New element is in, which means another little scattering of salt. We're building flavors. Everything has to be at the forefront. I have 2 fresh San Marzano tomatoes that I've peeled. I'm just gonna slice in. You can use tins, but I wanted to use fresh for this because I want it to be quite light. Cut them in like your auntie. Like so. And then just break those in, and you'll see that the tomatoes will start to give us liquid straight away. Right, so tomatoes in. We're then gonna go in with chicken stock. I've made my own chicken stock. Make your own chicken stock, use the stock cube, or just use water, depending. Chicken stock's gonna give us a nicer flavor in the background. That's about 1.5 litres of chicken stock, right? And then we're gonna bring this to the boil and let it simmer. My fucking tea towel's on fire. Soup. Soup's great. Underrated. Oh, chickeny, tomatoey, depth of flavour. Now, season, bring to the boil, and reduce. Soup's come up to the boil, and if you look, you can see how much we've reduced it by. This is where our soup line was, here, the water was sat here. We're now 1/4 of the way down. It's blipping away. I want to add some new bits to it. So, stale bread's the key. Do that after. But first, I've got some Cavolo Nero, which is just an Italian black cabbage, basically. And what you want to do is hold the stalk and pull the leaves off. Yeah. So, make a little zip bit and then unzip it. Cav can cook for a long time but still have bite. That's why we've gone for Cavolo Nero. Also, you don't have to go to special delis anymore to get Cavolo Nero. A lot of the supermarkets stock it. It is in the finest part, so it costs a little bit more money, but it is something that's like readily available. This isn't something you've got to go look for. So I've got 6 sprigs of Cavolo Nero. I've taken the stalks off, and then I'm just going to roughly cut it, bite-sized pieces, like so, and then this can go in to our soup. And then lastly, I've got some stale sourdough. Take the crust off. And this is just like giving the soup body, gives it a chew, so it feels like you're eating protein, but really you're just eating chunky bits of bread. And if you think about it, you normally just eat soup with bread anyway, so why not put the bread in the fucking soup? Nice thick crouton-ish shapes, right? So cube this down, like so. Bread's done. Let's have a little taste of our soup. Oh, I fucking love RIBOLLITA. It's one of my favorite things. Here, black pepper just needs a pinch of black pepper. So Cavolo Nero is going to need to boil in there for at least 4 minutes, right? If there's any bits of thyme or rosemary still fucking about, then pull them out. Not fun to eat, but good for flavour. And then I'm going to drop in stale bread. And just stir that. And then we're just going to check how much our bread soaks up, right? And then all we're looking for is to bring this to the boil, and our fucking soup's done. 1 pot, 1 knife, couple of ingredients. It's all about knowledge and a good chicken stock. Make a good chicken stock. If you're making soup, make chicken stock. Right, so bread's been in. Come up to the boil. I'm just going to throw in a couple bits of basil, not loads, because although this is a winter recipe, I still want that summertime essence, right? It's up to the boil. The basil's just going to wilt. Everything's cooked down together. All we're going to do is plonk this on a plate. So, beautiful, soupy goodness, big bits of bread. Cavolo Nero. It's not the soupiest of soups, which I quite like about it. It's beans, it's bread, it's cav, it's things that are going to fill you up that don't look like they're filling, but this is a very like winter, autumnal soup. From here, I just want to go a nice crack of black pepper over the top. And then, it's Italian, right? So we're going to put some Parmesan on top, and then just to finish, to give it some vibrancy, some good peppery olive oil. Get that over the top. And I'm telling you, this is the best fucking bowl of soup you're ever going to eat. It's got chewy bits, it's got wet bits. Fucking Italians, bro. Deep flavour from base. You've got like a starchiness from the beans and the bread. Salty, cheesy number on top. Peppery olive oil. And then just like a little hint of basil to remind me that, yes, it is fucking cold and grey out, but in a couple months' time, the sun's going to be back and we get to eat basil and tomatoes. This, for me, man, is one of my favourite soups. Easy. Imagine this on a fucking cold autumnal night or winter night. It's what you want to come home to. I normally serve this with a couple sausages, I'm not going to lie. Pan roast some sausages, plonk them on the side, little dollop of whole grain mustard, fucking great. But to learn how to make the soup alone and get spot on soup, you don't need nothing else, man. It's food that doesn't cost loads of money, but fucking goes a long way. Yeah, we spent some money on parmesan, nicer beans, good olive oil, but the outcome wants me to be covered income. You get me? The outcome is fantastic. Those pesky Italians and their delicious food, man. Wet bread, phenomenal. Punchy, like irony flavour from Cavallonero. The veg has still got crunch on it. We've not cooked it for a long time. And there's just like a little background hug from chicken stock, which is fucking fantastic. You don't need anything else. Thank you. That one's for every Italian I ever cook with. Big up you, man. Thank you for showing me the inside of your kitchens. I respect it and rate it. But for now, I'm just going to eat this beloved soup in the cold in Edmonton. You know what the best part is the bread soaks up all the fucking flavour. So instead of you having to go, more bread, gump, more bread, gump, every spoonful's got a bit of everything that you want. Honestly, just make it, man. Just hear me out and make it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I've been Hass. This has been Sunday Sessions. He's been George. That's been The Shed. Big up you lot. Long live Sunday Sessions. Thank you for watching. New things coming soon. Grrr. This is the glamorous, the non-glamorous shit you lot don't see is the amount of times I have to break down and then reset up and then fucking think about what I'm gonna cook and then try not to say the same thing 12 times. I'm writing my second book at the minute, yeah? Honestly, if books were just pictures, the thing would have been a breeze. But how many times can I change the way I say heat up a pan or blah, 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 or blah, blah, blah? It's fucking, books are hard, cuz. Hard.
Chop House Films.
Can you say films?
Film.
Films.
Films.